Hello and welcome back to another Floppylegss Football YouTube video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Not fully a reaction just to an England game, but a prediction and a reaction to the group stages and a prediction to the round of 16. Okay, I'm looking forward to this, guys. This World Cup has been crazy so far. So many shock results and, you know, qualifiers and stuff like that. So let's get into this video and who I think is going to go to the quarterfinals and what I think is going to really happen in these games. Let me know in the comments down below what you think is going to happen in this round of 16. If it's going to be anything like the group stages, we're in for a tasty treat. As I said, make sure you leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe, guys. As many subs as we can get before the end of the year, as many during the World Cup period would be fantastic. I really do appreciate it. I'm loving doing these videos because I just love talking about football, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, any other suggestions in the comments down below of other content and topics I could talk about? We also are going to have a new video out very soon that's different, of me going to an AC Milan game not too long ago. I did a little vlog, and I'll be posting that soon. But today we're talking about the predictions for the round of 16. Let's get into it. Before we get into the actual predictions, I need to talk about the group stages for a second. Okay, who would have predicted any of that? Jesus, I'm so glad I didn't do group stages predictions because they would have been absolutely trashed. They would have been trashed. Japan finishing top of the group yesterday. That was a crazy little result, beating Spain, and then Costa Rica almost did it as well. At one point, every single team was through. Germany are out. Japan are through, top in the group there. Morocco are through alongside Croatia, and Belgium are out. Who would have predicted that one as well? So two big threats for England and other favourites. Germany and Belgium completely and utterly failed this tournament and they're out. Australia qualifying alongside France over Denmark. Denmark having a little stinker. They were everybody's dark horses. I watched a bit of YouTube before, seen prediction videos of people here and there saying Denmark. And then just the final shock today so far, South Korea just went through from goals scored, overtaking Uruguay after beating Portugal 2-1. Genuinely, so many shocks have happened, and I'm risking it all by making this video before the Brazil, Serbia, Cameroon and Switzerland games are done. I'm just predicting that Brazil will top the group, and then second place, when I talk about the predictions, I'll talk about all three of those teams because they could all do it, and I'm not trying to just nail it on and say this team's going to do it because, my God, we've seen enough twists and turns so far this tournament. I'm not that confident. I'm not that confident. But talking about the predictions and the round 16, let's get into it. Netherlands versus USA. I think this one's going to be the closest draw out of all of them. I think Netherlands versus USA could easily go all the way to penalties. I genuinely think USA, they did it against us, and I think as I said this before, I think we're better than the Netherlands. And I think obviously you got Gakpo playing out of his skin, scoring every game. Can he continue in that vein of form? I don't know. I just think USA will be able to hold it in a little bit more and deal with the Netherlands press, and I think this will go all the way, maybe penalties, and if not, Netherlands will maybe have a bit too much in extra time. I think it's going to be like 2-1 and Netherlands will go through here, but USA will put up a fight. And I just want to put this out here. All the predictions I put today are just my opinions and what I'm thinking off the top of my head. I'm going to try and make it as a quick video as possible. But I promise you, one of them is going to be completely and utterly wrong. Fingers crossed, touch wood, anything, that the shocker isn't this game. All right, the England game against Senegal, let's hope it's not that game. I just know one of the big teams are going to slip up here, and it's not going to be us because it's coming home. It's coming home, okay? Next up, we've got Argentina versus Australia. Can I just get this out here? Australia, well bloody done. Genuinely, this is unbelievable, and I'm loving seeing all the 3:30 a.m.s and the early mornings where Australia are out here chucking the beers about, jumping up and down. You've probably got work the next day, but they're just loving life. They're watching this, and yeah, unbelievable from Australia. I said this to my mates the other day. Again, I don't watch every single game. I haven't got the time, and sometimes I don't really care for some games. And I've not watched one Australia game, and I don't know anyone that's Australian. So, you know, any players. But you know what? I'm bloody loving to see it. So you know what? I'd love it if Australia could beat Argentina. However, I think it's just going to be one step too far. And I think Argentina are going to have a nice, easy game here. 3-1. Something simple. Don't even think it's going to be Messi turning up. Messi, I don't think it's even been that great this tournament. He's been spoken about quite highly, especially in that Mexico game. Yes, scored a brilliant goal, but was spoken about in such a way that I thought, oh, I was watching the game, and he dribbled, but his assist was just a layoff and then a great. He didn't do that much this tournament. So far, obviously, it's in the air that it's Messi's last tournament and it's his time to solidify that, you know, that GOAT status with the World Cup. But at the moment, I wouldn't say he's being carried, but, you know, missing the penalty against Poland as well. They went through that game, obviously, but I just don't see Argentina, and more specifically Messi, being a really significant threat at the moment. But Argentina, yeah, will beat Australia here. Unlucky, the Socceroos, you can't go that much further, but you've done a great job. You know, just qualifying, and I hope you put up a good game here. But now into the next game, the most important one, England versus Senegal. Okay, so this game, I won't talk about it too long because I did mention it a little bit in the last video, my Wales and England reaction video. I think it's going to be a really tough game, and I think it's going to be a set piece that decides it either way. I generally don't think we're going to get that much free-flowing football. I think it's going to be a really tight and nitty-gritty game where we don't get a lot of of the ball going. I don't think it's going to be identical to USA. I think we're going to get a few shots on goal, but I think we're going to get through and just we're going to get clattered, or there's going to be a hella corners and That's why I said I think Phil Foden shouldn't be on the corners, because his corners against Wales weren't good enough. We need to make the most of these set pieces, and we've seen in many previous tournaments, especially when we were in this shirt against Sweden, for example. I think England will have enough to just edge it, but it's not going to be an easy game, and we just got to hope we get out of it, no injuries, and just get into the next game, obviously, which should be against France. As we go into this now, France versus Poland. This is just going to be a landslide. I think it's going to be 4-0 that France are going through here, and if we do beat Senegal, England, we will be playing France, and you know that game could be crazy, because if the England players turn up for that one. Anyway, we're not doing this. We're not thinking too far ahead. So now we've got Japan versus Croatia, one of the best stories of the tournament so far. Japan beating Germany, and then obviously going on to beat Spain with that. Was that ball across the line? Was it not? It definitely wasn't across the line, guys. It's similar to City versus Liverpool back in the day when Stones clears off the line. It's like a millimetre on the line. There's technology for that now, so those ones aren't debatable. Okay, the people that are trying to query and say it was over the line, they've literally got Hawkeye. Okay, stop saying that. Japan versus Croatia, I think this is going to be a great game. I don't think Croatia have looked too great this tournament either compared to what they were. Obviously they've got a bit of an aging squad now compared to 2018 when they were the finalists. Japan have looked really good, and I think Japan will edge it. I think it might go to extra time, but I think Japan will edge this game, and I really want them to do well. I love an underdog story. Next game is my prediction that Brazil will win their group. They've not played yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to top it. If they do top it, they're going to play South Korea, and I think this is just going to be, again, one step too far, similar to Australia, probably one step too far for South Korea. Next game, Morocco versus Spain. Morocco, again, another one of the shocks, winning the group, stopping Belgium going through, Croatia getting second. Obviously this one was a real shock, just because Morocco, at the beginning of the tournament, you look at the teams similar to Australia, you just say, oh, Denmark will do it, okay, oh yeah, it would be Belgium and Croatia. Yeah. Like, it's really nice to see that the underdogs have a story like this, because especially being a Palace fan, you can always get behind an underdog story, and one of the the lesser teams doing well and potentially going far in the tournament. Morocco, Spain, I think this one could go either way. I don't rate Spain's defence, and they're obviously really strong on the ball, so once they do get going, it could be a bit too much for Morocco. I don't know where this one could go. This could be one of the shockers as well. I'm going to just edge it and say Spain. Then we're going to Portugal. This one, I'm not trying to predict the Group G or whatever group Brazil are in, their second place team, because it could be Cameroon, it could be Switzerland, and it could be Serbia. So I'm not trying to predict who comes second in this Group G game, because there's just anything could happen. Cameroon could beat Brazil, and then suddenly they're through, and Serbia could beat Switzerland by a lot of goals. I'm not trying to do that, so I'm just going to go straight up and say Portugal versus one of Serbia, Switzerland, or Cameroon. That's going to be decided by the time you see this. I'm going to be really, strong with this statement. I think Portugal beat any of them. There could be a shock there, to be fair, because Portugal, obviously losing to South Korea earlier, they didn't do their defense is very, very vulnerable, because they didn't look too good against Ghana. When Ghana got through, and Ghana could have easily got a draw in that game with Inaki Williams at the end slipping. It's tough, it's tough. The World Cup is so brilliant, man. I love it. That they could be, anything can happen. I do think Portugal will win it, and I will stick with that. But I promise you, I'm saying this with my chest right now, it could be England, and I'm really hoping it's not. But one of these teams that I've just said, there's going to be a shock. There's going to be one shock. Are USA going to beat Netherlands? Are Morocco going to beat Spain? Are one of those three that I just mentioned going to beat Portugal? I don't know what it will be. I'd love it if it's Australia beating Argentina. I can't lie. That'd be incredible. There's ones that I really want it to be, and I'd love to see it. I promise you guys, there's definitely going to be one. There's going to be one slip up, one shocker, and it's going to make everyone just go crazy and be like, this World Cup is wild. And I don't know who it will be. It could be Ronaldo slipping up, or Messi, the last ever World Cups. And yeah, so just to finalise my predictions, it's going to be Netherlands, a tough game with USA, but Netherlands will pip it at the end. Argentina, Australia. Argentina will strongly win that game, no doubt. France, Poland, another strong one. I think France will just have too much for Poland, and they will win that game. England, Senegal, I think we edge it slightly, a 2-0, 2-1, a very scrappy game, but we will win it, a set piece. Maybe it's Harry Maguire's time. Guys. Okay, he's had a great tournament so far. Hopefully that continues. Japan, Croatia, I think it'll be Japan. Brazil, who I think will top the group, versus South Korea. I think it's going to be too much for South Korea. It's going to be Brazil. Morocco, Spain. I've said Spain will edge it, but that one could go either way as well, potentially. I think Spain, not on their day, could get done over. Morata's got a few goals now as well, so Spain, I think, do edge it slightly over Morocco there, so they'll win that game. And then the final one that I said, Portugal against any of those teams will win it. So I've not gone for too many shockers, but I guarantee I've got one wrong. And I just got a feeling about Netherlands, USA, the first game of the round of 16, start it as it needs to go on. I think USA will want that. I don't know. That's the only one that I'm tipping to be a shocker, or maybe Morocco, Spain. Other than that, I think it's dead set what I've said. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you think I've had a stinker in any of my predictions, and what do you think the shocker result's going to be, if there is one. Okay, if there's going to be one, what result do you think will shock everyone and it won't go to the favorites side? Okay, thanks so much for coming on through. Make sure you like, subscribe once again, and I'll see you when I see you.